Well, that's a hard act to follow, actually. And it's set of quite a few thoughts, especially when you talked about those two queens killing each other or trying to kill each other and biting off of each other. I'm a beekeeper, I was a beekeeper, so I know in the beehive there can only be one queen. And in that sense, the play Maria Stuart can also be compared to a beehive, as it were, where one queen bee is threatening the other. I'm also glad that you referred to Schiller as the precursor of Romanticism, and he really was, but also in many ways he invented it, because he's really one of the most prominent romanticists in Germany. And of course, you had an equally important wave of romantic writing in England at the same time. When I was an undergraduate student, I had a professor who was talking about sea romanticism, a la Rime of the Ancient Mariner, and wood or forest romanticism, a la Schiller and Goethe. And to a certain extent, I think that that's an appropriate kind of separation or comparison of the two simultaneous romanticisms that were taking place at the time. So I want to focus a little bit on Schiller, Friedrich Schiller, very important poet, playwright in Germany. Almost more than just a poet or playwright. He's a monument. He's a monument to sort of the idea of das Germanische. When you there's quite a few monuments. I mean, in just about every city in Germany, you will have a monument to Schiller. Also interesting to hear you say Donizetti. It all depends where Donizetti is performed, in Italy versus, I mean, in Naples versus elsewhere. That is actually, strangely enough, also the case with Maria Stuart, because for the longest time, Maria Stuart was very difficult to be produced in England. And that is because the English Queen, Elizabeth, comes out of that play in a very mixed kind of portrait, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. First, let me situate Schiller a little bit in that Romanticism. So one of the big words in Romanticism is Sturm und Drang, which in English goes something like storm and stress. Doesn't quite cover the same load, Sturm und Drang. So it refers to a heightened emotionality that many of the romantic writers in Germany embraced. Together with that emotionality also comes a very innovative aesthetic, an aesthetic which can find itself in form, as aesthetic always does, of course. And here, particularly in Maria Stuart, I would say that innovative aesthetic is in the fact of the two women being the main characters in the play and opposing each other continuously in the dramaturgy of the play. So the play holds the title, thank you, you're doing a very good job. The play holds the title of the Scottish Queen, making her, as it were, the main character to focus on. Which is a bit of a false leg in the title, because there really are two, and that is, on the one hand, Mary Queen of Scots, and on the other hand, Elizabeth I. They are contemporaries historically. They are contemporaries, that's for sure. One thing that Schiller did in an ahistorical context is the fact that in real life, in historical times, they never met. Whereas in the play, they do. And they don't just meet in the play, they meet, first of all, in Act 3. And if I had a blackboard here, I would show you how Act 3 is nestled in between the other two acts. It's really at the very center of that play that these two women meet each other in a garden.